inspired by the book for history written by President Masud Barzani, the Kurdish leader who took the historic decision to hold the 2017 Kurdestan independence referendum. The establishment of the Iraqi state under the Sèvres Treaty, the southern region of Kurdistan included Mosul Vilayet and a great territory of northern Kurdistan. In March 1921, the Kingdom of Iraq was set up under the command of Winston Churchill, Minister of Colonies of the United Kingdom, during a conference in Cairo. Prince Faisal, who was the second son of Hussein, the Grand Sharif of Mecca, was appointed King of Iraq, disregarding the will of the rest of the peoples living in the territory. This built the foundation of a failed country that never saw light. Several requests were submitted by King Faisal to the British representative in a bid to gain control over Kurdistan. Churchill defended Kurdish identity by establishing the Hamrin Mountains as the Kurdish borderline and reminded the king of being promised a country, not an empire. In June 1920, Faisal sailed by a British ship from Mecca and reached Basra. On August 23, 1921, he was crowned king. On November 1st, the Ottoman Empire's constitutional monarchy was shifted to republicanism, and the decrepit empire proclaimed the foundation of the Turkish Republic in its place. Mustafa Kemal was appointed as the new president of Turkey. The Treaty of Lausanne was a peace treaty negotiated during the Lausanne Conference of November 15, 1922 to June 23, 1923, signed in Lausanne, Switzerland. It officially settled the conflict that had originally existed between the Ottoman Empire and the allied French Republic, the British Empire, the Kingdom of Italy, the Empire of Japan, the Kingdom of Greece, and the Kingdom of Romania. The treaty abolished the earlier Sèvres Agreement. It was a defining moment in Kurdish history, which cost Kurdistan its autonomy. The frontier between Turkey and Iraq shall be laid down in friendly arrangement to be concluded between Turkey and Great Britain within 9 months. In the event of no agreement being reached between the two governments within the time mentioned, the dispute shall be referred to the Council of the League of Nations. The Turkish and British governments reciprocally undertake that, pending the decision to be reached on the subject of the frontier, no military or other movement shall take place which might modify in any way the present state of the territories of which the final fate will depend upon that decision. On May 19, 1924, several meetings were ordered by the United Kingdom under the supervision of Sir Percy Cox and R.F. Jardine, who served as deputy of Mosul mayor at that time. The names of the committee members were A.F. Weersen in Sweden, Count Paul Telki in Hungary, Colonel A. Pauli in Belgium, Signor Rodolo in Italy, and Count Horace de Portales in Switzerland. The meeting failed to find solutions for how to handle disputes surrounding Mosul after the treaty. The League of Nations took over the assignment on September 30, 1924, and an international committee consisting of Sweden, Hungary, Brussels, and Italy was tasked to draw the protocols of the committee. On January 16, 1925, the committee arrived in Baghdad and later visited Mosul. After 2 months of extensive research carried out by the committee members in the disputed areas, a report was submitted to the League of Nations that highlighted the input of the locals living in the area. The report stated handing out the areas under Brussels to Iraq if Iraq agreed to function under the mandate of the United Kingdom for the coming 25 years. The report also mentioned protecting the rights of the Kurds, allowing them to manage their government institutions, and recognizing the Kurdish language as an official language of the region. The report included a survey where Kurds asked to be part of modern Iraq instead of living under the Turkish government. Kurds rescued Mosul Vilayet from Turkey, but Arabs failed to appreciate it. Cecil John Edmonds, the British High Commissar, mentioned this in his book Kurds, Turks, Arabs, asking whether the Iraqi government would open their eyes and follow a generous long-term policy towards the Kurds. Nevertheless, the facts tell us otherwise, as the Iraqi state has continuously committed atrocities against the Kurdish people. The Kurds were offered two choices: either stay with Turkey or tie knots with Iraq. There was no mention of independence for the Kurdish people, only an attempt to protect the least of their rights. The new Iraq failed to treat Kurds as an ally or to provide them with basic rights. It was a foundational flaw which continues today.